Hello again, friends. I've been getting a lot of questions lately about whether or not it's a good idea to pay points on a loan. And so in today's video, I want to explain a little bit what points are and whether or not it's a good idea to pay points in the current rate environment. Now, I don't do this alone. I do have research from MBS Highway. I have a calculator tool from them that has helped me find out what the break-even points are. And that's definitely one of the things you need to understand if you are considering paying points. Because rates are kind of higher right now, a lot of people are tempted to pay points. But in this video, I want to explain what points are, whether or not it's a good idea, and just my thoughts overall about points. And so in order to do that, I have to show you a rate sheet. But before I do that, I want to let you know this is for illustrative purposes only. This is not an offer to lend. My compliance officer would scream if I did not tell you that. So now we're going to go into the rate sheet right here. And we go to full screen layout. We play my layouts a little bit here to there. Now we can actually see the sheet. And then there, now I can actually read it. Current rates, which is in green highlighted, is what's called par rate, which basically means you don't owe us any money. We don't owe you any money. And that would be at 4.959. And the payment on that is $1,335.80. As you can see, if you go down the rate sheet, you can go to 5.375 and get a lender credit of 1202. And so if you were short of cash to close, you wanted to make that a little easier on yourself, on your budget, you could do that and pay $13.99 as your monthly payment. Conversely, you could pay points and you go to the very top of the rate sheet, 3.125, and pay $19,780 up front as part of your closing costs. But that would drop the payment down to $1,070. So that is the basics of what points are. In other words, it's paying interest up front, which raises your closing cost in exchange for a lower interest rate. So the real question is it a good idea to pay points? Well, first you have to understand something called break-even points. So if you're putting money in and you're saving money, you have to determine at what point would you break even. And luckily, I do have calculators that can determine this. And so I have a simple calculator that I did one calculation, obviously with that many different rates that we can actually offer. It's hard to really give you all the different calculations, but I just did one simple one. So one is the 4.959 with no points versus 4.25, and that is with 2.28 points. Now, 2.28 points would cost you a little bit over $5,000. It's a $250,000 loan I had on that illustrative purposes rate sheet there. So if you did 2.28 points, it would be a little bit over $5,000 up front. The payment would drop to $1,230, which would save you $106 a month. And my calculator shows it will take you 54 months to make that back. So the question is, how long are you planning on keeping the mortgage? If you had that mortgage longer than 54 months, then you would save money by paying points. If you had the mortgage less than 54 months and you paid points and you end up refining or buying a new home in less than 54 months, then you would actually lose out by paying points. Now, in this current rate environment, rates are going up. But I don't foresee that they'll still be higher 54 months from now. I foresee within 12 to 18 months, we'll see a drop in rates, probably even less than that. And there will be some refi opportunities coming up. And so personally, I don't think it's a good idea to pay points right now. Now, there's a lot of loan officers right now that are trying to push points very aggressively because they're so scared to sell the bottom of the rate sheet, because they're so scared to expose the fact they had crummy rates. They're not mortgage brokers like me. But don't be fooled. When you see Quicken or Rocket Mortgage or whoever, with these crazy, supposedly good rates, and we can turn off the banner now. Sorry. Give me a quick second to turn that off. There. When you see those rate sheets and people claiming they have these low rates, ask for a true loan estimate with the points included. Because what you'll find out 95% of the time is that they're offering this crazy low rate, but they have ignored the fact that they're charging you points. When you have to get an official loan estimate, they have to disclose they're charging you points, because if not, they're lying, and you'll have all kinds of problems later. So that is points for you. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. My number is 937-572-3713. We can throw the branding back on with my website right there. There we go. My website is scarpero.com. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I'm licensed in Ohio and several other states. Happy to talk to you. Talk to you soon. Bye.